So meditation isn't about controlling thoughts. It's about realizing and recognizing the nature of your being. Okay? So, contrary to perhaps a lot of spiritual traditions and teachings, thoughts aren't something to be suppressed, denied, gotten rid of, or just pushed away. No. Let the thoughts be. Let the thoughts be there. Just don't pay attention to them exclusively, because you are not the changing stream of thoughts. You are not your mind. Your mind is responsible for generating thoughts, feelings, sensations, perceptions, all of which report and appear to something. That something is you. That something is what remains despite the changing thoughts and feelings. So meditation helps you to see clearly. Once the debris of the mind is settled, then one can glimpse their true nature of pure consciousness, pure awareness. Now, the reason for embarking on such a inquiry or investigation is that happiness and peace is the nature of our beings, but due to our sole and exclusive attention on the contents of our mind and the changing thought patterns, we get lost in it and identified with the mind's turbulence, and then we think we are a depressed or anxious person. No, you are not, because anxiety is changing. One moment it's there, the next moment it's not. One day it's here, the next day it's gone. It's simply a visitor, it's a guest. That which you refer to as you or I is not a visitor, it's not a guest. It remains, it's permanent. Find out what remains in your experience. So meditation helps you to trace back the layers of your experience and realizing that you are not the changing fluctuations of the mind. You are not the changing fluctuations of the body. You are the pristine awareness which is in the exact same untarnishable state as when you entered this reality, this world, when you were a 2-year-old child, and will never ever be able to be changed or added onto or subtracted from, even up to your twilight years when you're an old person. Hopefully we all make it there. So, we mustn't identify with things that we are not. We have misidentified ourselves with mental, psychological process, with physiological process, with our jobs, our families, our circumstances, our possessions, our name and fame, our prestige, our titles. All these things are not essentially you. They're not essential to you. So meditation helps us to come back to ourselves, the pristine, peaceful and calm and joyful presence of awareness, which is always there. Now, what we do is that we imagine a limitation on ourselves. We think we are these finite, separate, limited entities. If someone says, "Who are you?" we slap down our passport. That's who I am. Tim Davey, born in South Africa. That's how old I am, 1996. No, that is not who you are. You are infinite being, localized into a human form. And the mind presupposes its limitations, its anxieties, its depression. No, you are the expansive, broad blue sky which is always there, but gets veiled by clouds and thunder. In this case, thoughts, feelings, perceptions, anxiety, depression. Those are the clouds which veil the pristine blue sky. You are the broad blue sky which remains. It's always there. So meditation or spirituality is truly coming back to your true nature as the peaceful presence of awareness, which is always blissful and happy. So each of us are manifestations of God's infinite being. So this amalgam of God's infinite being with the limitations of human experience put together this separate self. But upon analysis, upon the ultimate analysis, if we really inquire into our experience, we'll find that there is no such entity. There is no such thing as I. The only I there is the pure awareness, which is identical in all human beings. Now, if this doesn't make sense, think about each time you go to sleep at night. This is the waking state. When we go to bed, we enter the dream state. And then also we enter, during sleep, the deep sleep state. That's the third state. During that state, the deep sleep state, there is no mental modulations, there is no mental oscillations. The mind is completely switched off, but yet you still exist. Your chest is still breathing. Oxygen is still coming into your being. But the mind is completely absent. So that proves you can exist independently of your mind. You are not your mind. Don't attach yourself to the mind. The mind is constantly swinging from idea to thought. They call it the monkey mind, swinging from branch to branch to branch to branch. If we think we are our mind and we misidentify ourselves as the mind, that's a recipe for misery, a recipe for unhappiness. So the separate self or ego is infinite being clouded or clothed by the limitations. So this constant stream of thoughts, feelings, sensations, perceptions give the illusion that there is a constant entity, but there is not. There is just the awareness, which is aware of the mind, aware of the feelings, aware of the thoughts. So all that is required is to practice this short exercise in self-inquiry. And meditation makes it very clear as to what you are. Any person who meditates regularly will be able to attest that as soon as one thought comes, another thought comes, and it is replaced by another thought. But here's the question. What do we call the space in between two thoughts? If we close our eyes and meditate, and we can see we're having one thought about work, and then there's a 5-second gap, and then there's another thought about our relationship. During that 5-second gap, that was the experience of no mind. The mind wasn't existing. There was no thoughts being generated. That is what you truly are, because that is what remains. That which is changing is not essential to you. Your mind is changing, your body is changing, your thoughts are changing, your memories are changing, your titles are changing, your wealth status is changing, your relationships are always changing throughout life. But the constant, the thing that doesn't change is your awareness, is your pure consciousness. Come back to that and you'll be free. You don't need to meditate for 20, 30 years to realize your true nature. You simply have to inquire as to who is experiencing this feeling of distress. Who is the one that is experiencing, who is aware of all these changing states. So anyone can come back to their true nature by virtue of the fact that everybody has had the experience of being aware. You are aware of my voice right now, yes? Yes. You are aware that you felt a certain way yesterday and you feel a certain way today. What is aware of the changing mental fluctuations? That is constant. Let's invest our time, energy into that which is reliable. Our mind is not reliable. It's constantly changing. One moment we're happy, the next moment we're miserable. One moment we're joyful when things go our way, the next moment we're down in the dumps because things don't go our way. Do we really want to live like this? In this slavery of swinging from one extreme to the next? No. We want to be situated in the pure being and happiness. Now, this is not an exotic experience, so I hate to disappoint any spiritual seekers who are looking for a magical aha enlightenment moment. But no, the recognition of your true nature is a very mundane and everyday, ordinary recognition. You are the pure awareness, you are the pure being. You are the changeless presence of awareness. Thank you.